I ended up having 5 bypasses. My mitral valve stem was broken completely off, and he repaired it. And then I was in afibrillation, and they did something else to get me out of afibrillation, and then there was a couple minor things they did. And I'd had people say that was the most they'd ever seen done on one person at one time.
Scott was a remarkable patient. He came in after he had 3 pretty major surgeries. He had valve surgery, he had a 5-vessel CABG, and he had a surgery to fix his AFib, and he just did absolutely wonderful from the start. A big part of his recovery and his success was his attitude. He had a super positive attitude, and he was a joy to work with.
I found out through the donor program that they covered 15 sessions here in the therapy, and there would have been no way we could have afforded that. And especially, when you're working for yourself and no insurance, well, if you're not working, you have no money coming in. And so it was so tight, and so, through this whole ordeal that, I'll be honest with you, we probably wouldn't have been able, we wouldn't have been able to afford the therapy, period.
The donor program is very important. Without that program, these patients would not be, many of them would not be able to come to cardiac rehab and receive the services that are provided here.
I'm a story, and it is a story with a happy ending. And if it wasn't for these donors and providing, if you look around at this facility and you look around at the staff here, it's incredible. And the only thing I could say to any donors is thank you very much, because this is just one story, and through your generosity, I'm sure there's hundreds of stories just like mine. And so I want to thank you personally for giving, but I also want to thank you on behalf of everyone that you have helped, because whether you realize it or not, you guys are a blessing from God.
Well, it's been a very big roller coaster ride. I was diagnosed in September with positive rectal cancer, pretty good sized tumor that they recommended radiation and chemo to shrink and surgery to remove. There was 26 treatments, so there were 6 pills a day, so there was quite a few in a prescription that needed to be very costly. And we had insurance. I had insurance as well as his through the school, but when he got a different job, he wasn't making as much money. And even though they would cover me, we couldn't afford the premiums because it's not a huge company, so it was just economically impossible.
So I have the privilege of having a fantastic cancer navigator, Emily Copeland. Emily, she will go in and evaluate all of those items. Emily's background is social work, and so she goes to the patient. She meets them where they are. We call that patient-centered care here at St. Francis Cancer Institute. She'll go meet with the patient and question them, look at their financial need, and then she bases her decisions on their financial need.
Well, with Emily Copeland, the Cancer Navigator's help, she contacted the foundation in my behalf with the situation, what the doctor really wanted me to have, and then the fact that I couldn't afford them due to my not having insurance, and Medicaid wasn't looking. Of course, I was applying, but it didn't get finalized till a week or so ago that they finally turned me down. So that wasn't an option. And I guess they took me to heart, thought I was a good candidate for their help, and I'm so grateful for them.
From JoAnn's story, it was catastrophic, and she has some amount of income, but just imagine being that person that has no income. It's a death sentence, and through our mission of St. Francis, we want to make sure that cancer isn't a death sentence. We can help you. We can give you support, both from the financial perspective as well as just love on people with cancer. We do. We love on people, and we try to be Christ-like so that it gives them hope.
But thank you to this foundation so much. Because without them, I wouldn't be able to be as I am right now.